Hey man, say man, it's your boy Big Dreams. Welcome back to the channel. Before we carry on any further with this video, make sure y'all like, make sure y'all comment. Most importantly, make sure y'all subscribe and hit that post notification bell. Set it to all. We is back with another banger video, back with another reaction video, man. And today, y'all see the screen, we are gonna be reacting to Kelis accused of shading Beyonce. Halley Berry reacts to her ex David Justice trashing her as a wife. Impressive YouTube. We finna dig in here and see what's going on. I'm not gonna make the opening of this video too long. All I ask is that y'all smash that like button so this video can rank higher in the algorithm. Go crazy in the comments. Let me know what you want me to react to. And if you watching me and you not subscribed, man, subscribe. That's all I ask. We finna go on ahead and dig in, man.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Impressive channel. Before I get into this video, I want to have a talk. As women get older, their bodies go through real changes. Hormones are doing their own thing, and it's not uncommon to see it affect women.
Okay, let's stop it right there because that look like it might be a little addy ad. We finna skip it to right here and get to the nitty gritty.
This video. The singer Kelis is living it up in Kenya right now, and she posted a video of herself, and somebody said, now this is who should have represented the Levi brand, and she responded and tagged Levi's and said, get it together. Now, when she made this post, a lot of people felt like she was throwing shade at Beyonce because Beyonce has a deal with Levi. So I guess they felt like Kelis was saying, well, she should have had a deal with Levi because she looks good in her jeans. Honestly, I didn't see it that way. I think Kelis was responding to a compliment. But the Neighborhood Talk did post this on their page, and some people felt like she actually was throwing shade at Beyonce. Now, I could understand why they would feel like it was shade because Kelis did call out Beyonce before, so people know that there's a history there. They know that she's not too fond of Beyonce ever since Beyonce sampled or interpolated her song Milkshake for her album Renaissance. And Kelis had no idea that her song was going to be used on the album. In fact, the producer of the song, Pharrell, was the one who approved of the sample, and he didn't tell Kelis. And Kelis does have a long-standing feud with Pharrell because at one point she was signed to Pharrell and the Neptunes, and she claims that she was never paid for her contributions, not even her vocal work. And she felt a way that Beyonce sampled her without at least giving her the heads up first. So she was really upset by that.
So we've got Pharrell, who did an interview, I think last year, talking about artists' rights and how people should be able to rework their deals and artists should be getting credit for what they've done and all this stuff. Where in reality, when I was signed to him, I had the same manager that he had, and he has writing credits on my records, okay, all my singles, coincidentally, and he never wrote a song, a lyric a day in his life, okay? And so, yeah, that's a problem. And then I saw one of my fan pages, and someone was like, oh, this is a collaboration between B and Kelis. No, it's not collaboration. It's called thievery, because the collaboration, the definition of collaboration, it means that we are working together. There's no working together if you are not even checking to see if everything's cool. That's a problem, okay? I would never do that to another artist. For real. I never have, I never would. Why? Because what's the point? If I like it so much, why wouldn't I just be like, yo, I really like it. Can I use it? Whatever. That doesn't happen, right?
So that's just a brief overview of what that whole situation was about. Honestly, I feel like Kelis's real issue is with Pharrell, not Beyonce. But people still remember when she called Beyonce out. And so fast forward to now, when they see her make a comment about that Levi's ad, they automatically are assuming that she might have been throwing shade at Beyonce because Beyonce is associated with Levi. So that's how some people feel. But honestly, I don't think it's that serious. I think people are making this situation into something bigger than it needs to be.
Alright, I'm not gonna lie. With that situation right there, I feel like it's a side versus side thing. And it could be taken either way. You can look at it as, oh, she was just responding to a comment, or oh, she throwing shade at Beyonce. The sequence of events and everything that happened in the past leading up until now, you know, I can kind of see why people would take it as shade. But I think this is a side versus side thing. You either choose this side where you interpret it as, oh, she was just responding to a comment, or you choose this side where it's, oh, she throwing shade at Beyonce. You know, I don't think that interpreting it either way is wrong. It just depends on where people want to stand at.
Now, I want to move on and talk about Halley Berry. Halley Berry seemingly responded to her ex-husband David Justice's interview about her. For those who don't know, Halley Berry was married to the baseball player David Justice for 4 years, and he actually talked about their marriage on the podcast All the Smoke, and he was being a little chatty patty. I will say that. He said that Halley proposed to him. He said that she didn't cook or clean and she wasn't motherly. He said a lot of different things.
That followed up. I met Halley in May of 1992. So you talking about, then we got married January 1st, 1993. Damn. It really wasn't a lot of negative attention until I decided to leave her in 1996. I remember Halley saying to me, hey, she asked me to marry her after knowing me for 5 months. And I said, okay. But because I couldn't say no.
Who's going to say no at that time?
And I said, okay. But I don't know if my heart was really into it.
Right.
But I didn't want to make her feel bad and say no. And then I'm thinking, okay, if we have kids, is this the woman I want to have kids with or a family with? And at that time, as a young guy, she don't cook, don't clean, don't really seem like motherly. And
let me stop there right there. If that's how Buddy felt, then you should have had sense enough to not even marry her if that's how you felt. Now, I'm not saying that he's, you know what I'm saying, stating true facts about Halley Berry and how she acted at that time, because I don't know that to be true. And I can't sit up here and say, oh, she was like that, because I don't know if it's true. I'm not going to side with him on that. I'm going to stand right here in the middle. But if you as a man, if that's how you felt, why did you sit up there and continue to move forward? Because it ain't worth getting into it if you know later on you want to get out of it. If he really, 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 really wanted to be with her, they'll probably still be married to this day. Probably still be married to this day if in his heart it's a, yeah, I want to be with this woman type of deal. But y'all heard what he just said. Don't cook, don't clean, didn't seem motherly. She asked me to marry her. Like, bro, let me tell you something. If those are thoughts that you had, especially if you sit up there and you saying, oh, is this the woman that I want to have kids with and all this stuff here? If those are the thoughts that you had, you as a man should have had sense enough to just not move forward, with that marriage. Scratch all that, not trying to hurt somebody's feeling type of deal. I would rather in a moment, my feelings be hurt with you just telling me no versus you lying to me saying, yes, we build up all this history, and when you decide to leave me, it hurts even worse. I would rather you just keep it real with me from the jump. I would rather hurt with you keeping it real with me than to hurt knowing that all this time you ain't wanted to be with me. We built up all this history just because you wanted me to be happy, and you weren't happy this whole time. I'd rather you just keep it real with me from the jump. I'd rather be hurt from the jump because I can heal from that. It's going to take me longer to heal when we build up these years of history, have kids together, and all this stuff right here, and you just, all of a sudden you don't want to be with me? I want this to you? Oh, you thought I ain't do this, do that? That's just how I look at it, I can't even sit over here and say nothing about Halley Berry. Like, that's a bad thing on his part. Something that he should have been man enough. If you had those feelings, you should have stood on that when she first came to you about that. You know what I'm saying?
Having issues, the honeymoon stage was over, right? And now it's just David and Halley. And when it's just David and Halley, I just realized this is not the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. So February 1996, I told her, I can't do this no more. We don't have any kids. You said you wouldn't want any money from me because really she didn't have any money. I was the one who bought the house in LA. I was the one who had my house in Atlanta. I'm really putting everything. And I said, you said you don't want any money, so we don't have any kids. We should just make a clean break. And she was like, no. No. And then all of a sudden I find out I got all these women. I find out I'm doing all this other stuff. And so what she was doing is, see, I'm just an athlete. I don't have managers. I don't have this system behind me. You She got managers. She got all this kind of stuff.
She got the machine.
She got the machine. Mm-hmm. So you got the machine now coming against me. The one thing that probably, I would say, hurt the most is Halley had a relationship with a gentleman who hit her on the side of the head. And so she lost some hearing. But she never made him public. And I'm not going to make him public because I ain't going to do it like that. I know who it is. But for people to think, oh, it had to be David Justice, because the only person they associated her with was me. Now, she said it was a former boyfriend. I'm not a former boyfriend. I was her husband.
Right.
That's different.
Big difference.
But literally, from 96 until even today, sometimes I'll see someone on social media. Well, he hit her in the head. And I'm like, oh, that's just a quick Google search.
Yeah.
Do a quick Google search. That girl ain't never said I hit her in the head. But one thing I didn't like is, but she let you think that.
Right.
She let the world think it.
That's tough.
She didn't come out and say, oh, no, it wasn't David. But I'm not going to say who it was, but it wasn't him. No, she let the world think that it was me. And that I never appreciated with her. I thought she was dead wrong for that.
So that's some of what David Justice had to say about his marriage to Halley. And I do understand where he's coming from when he spoke about his frustration over Halley not clearing his name when it came to those abuse allegations.
Yeah, that's very understood.
Halley claimed that somebody in Hollywood abused her, but she did not say who. So a lot of people assumed it was her ex-husband, and she never cleared that up. So that was wrong of Halley to do. But I think the reason why Halley did not say who it was, though, is because she couldn't. The person who put his hands on her obviously was protected. So I guess she was afraid of getting blacklisted or maybe losing out on certain awards. But her ex-boyfriend, Christopher Williams, actually did say that the guy who abused her was Wesley Snipes, allegedly.
You were talking about how you were tired of people accusing you of, mistakenly accusing you of beating on Halley. And you said it wasn't you that busted her eardrum, it was Wesley Snipes.
You got to realize, when I finally did say that, it was 17 years later.
Yeah.
They've been told they can't tell the truth. And I'm thankful for Halley that she's able to be like, okay, I'm not the one they're considering for the Oscars. It's okay. It's totally fine.
That's very interesting. Now, I want to get back to what David Justice said about Halley not cooking and cleaning.
What's crazy, that's my first time ever hearing about that situation. I never heard about that with Halley Berry.
Now, Halley was a busy actress. She was always traveling and doing movies.
Right.
She didn't have time to cook and clean. And she didn't have kids.
That's a main reason why I even touched on that earlier. You sitting up here saying she don't cook, don't clean, but at the end of the day, you not the only one with a career. She got a career too. And once again, let me repeat myself. If that was your biggest concern, if that's really how you felt during that time before she even asked you to marry her, you know, if that's how it went, like just leading up until that time, if that's how you felt, bro, why did you sit up there and tell that woman yes? That's all I got to ask. Why you tell her yes for? If you know for a fact that you sitting up here questioning on if you really want to have kids with her or not, and all this other stuff here. If you got a question, if you got to hesitate, if you have second guess thoughts, the second guess gut feeling or whatever the case may be, you should have never ever told her yes, bro. You should have never told her yes. And that be the thing with people, bro. They don't want to keep it real with you because they don't want to see you hurt. But at the end of the day, when they find out the truth, they going to be hurt anyway. So which hurt would you rather them experience? The hurt of you keeping it real or the hurt of you keeping it fake? Because like I said earlier, I'd rather somebody keep it real with me from the get-go. I heal from that and move on at some point. But if you sit up here, evolve yourself with me off of the strength of you not wanting to see me upset because you said no, we build up what I think is history, but to you it's really just you being here trying to keep me from feeling like a piece of crap. And then later on down the line, I can't do this no more. You just walk out on me like that. I'm going to hurt even more. Because to me, like, dang, bro, this is 3, 4, 5, 6 years worth of history. If that's how you felt, man, you should have just told her from the start. You should have never even allowed the marriage to happen. Because you just wasted both your time and her time because you really didn't want to be in it. And sitting up here saying she don't cook, don't clean, she got a career in acting just like you got a career in sports. You can't sit up here and be mad at her if she traveling all over the world, bro. You got to be gracious with that. You got to be patient with that, sir. For real. Like, come on now. I don't stand with people when they say certain stuff and it just sounds off to me. I'm not trying to attack nobody, but when you say something that sounds off to me, I cannot stand with you on that. And this is something I cannot stand with him on. I can stand with him when he says, oh, she didn't clear up my name with that allegation. Okay, I can stand with you on that because that's a heavy allegation. But I can't stand with you on everything else that you said. Because you as a man should have had the balls to say no and explain to her that you didn't want to waste your time. No, that you didn't want to waste both of y'all time actually because of the feelings that you had. That's all I say.
So how could he assume that she wasn't motherly? That was kind of weird for him to say. But Halley did respond to it, and she actually posted a picture of her and her man, Van Hunt. And in the caption, she said, whoo, cooking, cleaning, and mothering. She also used this gif of the reality star Tiffany Pollard ushering somebody to go left. So basically, she was sending a message to David. It's been 3 decades since they broke up. It's time for him to get over it. It really is time. I mean, he claims he left her, but he's still talking about her. Make that make sense. Halley, on the other hand, has moved on. She's in a happy, healthy relationship. She has her kids with her, so she's a mother. And also, she just seems to be at peace. So, I don't know why David is bringing up old stuff, but I guess it was just something interesting for him to talk about. Anyway, tell what you all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Interesting. Listen, man, I said everything I had to say. Y'all let me know what y'all think. This is the end of the video. Make sure y'all like. Make sure y'all comment. Most importantly, make sure y'all subscribe and hit that post notification bell. Set it to all. All social media links will be in the description. The link to the previous reaction video will be there as well. Follow me on all my social medias. Click the link to the previous reaction video and watch that whole video after you watch this whole video. Don't forget that I am partnered with not Shine Armor. Why I say partner? I ain't even partnered with nobody. Scratch that. Scratch that. I'm moving too quick. Don't forget the link to the second channel will be in the description. Make sure y'all click that link. Go over there, subscribe, and show love because y'all will be seeing my face over there from time to time. I don't know why I was thinking about the car detailing company I used to be partnered with. I don't know why, bro. And it just came out my mouth. But scratch that, y'all. I'm not partnered with nobody. I'm not partnered with nobody. Y'all forgive me for chewing up my words and getting my thoughts mixed up. But listen, I love y'all. And I appreciate y'all for showing me love back. And we out this thing, man. For real.